Welcome to the Echoing English. Today, I am going to tell you a story. It is a story about pure love, selfless sacrifice, and a bitter truth. Our story today is called The Nightingale and the Rose. In a quiet garden, a young student was crying. He sat on the green grass with his head in his hands. His dark hair was messy, and his lips were pale. She said she would dance with me tonight. The student wept softly. She promised to dance if I bring her a red rose. But in all my garden, there is not a single red rose. From her nest in a tall oak tree, a little nightingale looked down. She listened to the young man's sorrowful voice. Here at last is a true lover, the nightingale thought. Night after night, I have sung of true love to the stars. Now I see it with my own eyes. A little green lizard ran across the grass. A bright yellow butterfly fluttered near a white daisy. Why is he crying? Asked the little lizard. He is crying for a red rose, the butterfly answered. For a red rose? Laughed the lizard. How ridiculous! The small creatures laughed, but the nightingale did not laugh. She felt the deep pain in the student's heart. She spread her brown wings and flew into the sky. She flew over the garden to find a red rose. In the center of the grass stood a beautiful rose tree. Give me a red rose, the nightingale cried, and I will sing you my sweetest song. The rose tree shook its head gently. My roses are white, the tree replied. They are whiter than the snow on the mountain. Go to my brother who grows around the old stone sundial. So the nightingale flew to the rose tree near the sundial. Give me a red rose, she pleaded, and I will sing for you all night. My roses are yellow, that tree answered softly. They are as yellow as the golden sun. Go to my brother who grows beneath the student's window. The nightingale flew quickly to the rose tree growing under the student's window. Please give me one red rose, she begged. I only need one. The rose tree sighed sadly. My roses are indeed red, the tree whispered. They are as red as coral in the deep sea. But the winter frost has frozen my branches, and the storm has broken my buds. I have no roses to give this year. Is there no way at all to get a red rose? The nightingale asked. There is one way, the tree answered quietly. But it is so terrible that I dare not tell you. Tell me, the nightingale urged. I am not afraid. The rose tree bowed its head. If you want a red rose, you must build it out of music by moonlight, the tree explained. You must stain its petals with your own heart's blood. You must press your breast against a sharp thorn and sing to me all night long until the thorn pierces your heart. The nightingale looked up at the blue sky. Life was sweet. It was pleasant to sit in the green forest and watch the golden sun rise. Yet love is better than life, the little bird thought. And what is the heart of a small bird compared to the heart of a man? She flew back to the garden. The young student was still lying on the grass with tears in his eyes. Be happy, the nightingale called down to him. You shall have your red rose. I will make it for you from music and my own blood. All I ask from you is to be a true lover. The student looked up, but he did not understand her words. He only understood what was written in his heavy library books. He went inside his room, laid his head on the pillow, and fell asleep. When the silver moon rose into the dark sky, the nightingale flew down to the rose tree. She pressed her small breast against a sharp thorn on the branch. She began to sing. Her sweet, clear voice rose into the cool night air. All night long the birds sang. The sharp thorn went deeper and deeper into her soft chest. First, she sang of the birth of love in the hearts of a boy and girl. On the topmost branch of the tree, a pale flower began to open. It was delicate and silvery, like the morning mist over a river. "Press closer, little nightingale," the rose tree cried. "Press closer, or morning will come before the rose is finished." The nightingale pressed closer against the thorn. The thorn pierced deeper into her flesh. She sang of passion and deep devotion. A soft pink blush spread across the delicate petals of the rose. But the rose's center remained pale. "Press closer, little nightingale," the tree cried again. "Press closer, or the day will break." The nightingale pressed with all her strength against the thorn. A sharp, terrible pain shot through her tiny body. The thorn touched her beating heart. In her final moments, she sang her most glorious song. She sang of love that is stronger than death itself. The marvelous rose turned into a deep, glowing crimson. It shone like a ruby in the moonlight. The nightingale's voice grew faint and trembling. Her little wings stopped fluttering. With one last breath, she gave her final note to the morning sky, and fell still on the cold grass. The next morning at noon, the student opened his window to look outside. He saw the magnificent red rose glowing brightly in the sunlight. "What wonderful luck!" the student shouted happily. "It is the most beautiful red rose in the entire world." He leaned out and plucked the rose from the branch. He did not notice the little brown bird lying lifeless in the grass. He put on his hat and ran eagerly to the professor's house. The professor's daughter was sitting near the front door, winding blue silk thread. Her little dog slept peacefully at her feet. "You promised to dance with me if I brought you a red rose," the student smiled, holding out the flower. "Here is the reddest rose in all the world. You can pin it near your heart tonight." The girl looked at the rose and frowned coldly. "I am afraid it does not match my dress," she said with a dismissive wave of her hand. "Besides, the chamberlain's nephew has sent me real jewels. Everyone knows jewels cost much more than flowers." "You are very ungrateful," the student shouted in anger. He threw the red rose onto the dusty street. The flower fell into the dirty gutter, and a heavy wooden cartwheel rolled right over it. "What a silly and useless thing love is," the student muttered as he walked away. "It proves nothing and only brings trouble. Logic and philosophy are far more practical." He returned to his lonely room, sat at his wooden desk, and opened a large, dusty book to study. Thank you for listening to our story today. Remember, true sacrifice and genuine love are precious gifts, and we should never take them for granted. We hope you enjoyed The Nightingale and the Rose. Have a wonderful day, and keep practicing your English. See you next time.